Oh my goodness! 1 second, my fucking phone froze.
Your Boost Mobile gave out on you?
Yeah, to my Cricket Wireless, man, that we got on 69th Street yesterday. Just shat out, man. Fuck. So anyway, ahoy, Hachi Machi Delco. We have episode installment number 2 of Stories of RC. So we are joined by RC and April of Tattoos by RCs. You may know them as RC's Tattoo, the finest establishment that can give you personalized tatted ink in the Folsom Ridley area. They were guests of ours, I don't know, maybe like 2 months ago, 3 months ago. And it is just pure gold, the shit that comes out of their mouths. We didn't even tap into like the life story. It was we've covered everything from the beginning of RC being essentially not the first generation of tattoos, but like the first generation of like popularizing tattoos and all that. His journeys up and down the East Coast. April and how she, changed a major and another form of art into doing tattoos and the ironicness of her first tattoo. We talked about the DuPonts and how you can
self-castration is
and how you can stab yourself in a ball bag and crash into a pond to try to get out of murder. You know, the usual. We talked about roughing up people in Gloucester City, New Jersey, all the shenanigans of Florida, South Philadelphia, how RC's was the first tattoo parlor, definitely in Ridley. Was it in Delco as well?
No.
Okay.
No, it was not. It was the first one would go back to Chester, and that would be Harry. Okay, and then Harry later went down to Philadelphia.
Okay, sold out.
The next guy was a guy named
sold out. Yeah,
kind of got ran out of there. Chester made it illegal.
Really? Oh, really?
Yeah. And then there was a guy named Blue in Darby.
Oh, my boy.
And Blue. So a strange twist of fate. Blue ends up getting killed.
Hilarious!
By a guy.
Fun for the whole family.
Yeah, he gets shot to death by a guy that Harry sent. Now Harry's dead. The murderer's dead.
Did he get murdered?
No, he killed himself.
My lord! So he murdered himself.
He was only 43 years old, but so he didn't like Blue, so he sent this guy Marty Riley, who was like a piece of human garbage.
He's not around or listening at all, right?
He's dead too.
Okay.
We're all dead.
All right, good.
I was arrested for kidnapping him and beating him up.
How many times we talked about people on this?
Page in the newspaper for Marty Riley.
It's like Lost, Al. We're all dead.
Yeah.
You're like surprised. So wait, you beat him up and ended up on the front page of the paper?
I ended up on the front page of Delaware County Daily News for Daily Times.
Roughing him up.
It said "Cops stick at the tattoo man," and there's a front page picture of me with my hands behind my back and coming out. I had a jacket on, right, and my sweatshirt said Michigan, but it just said you could read Chig, C-H-I-G. So, yeah, it was a pretty funny, sad time in my life. But
is that related?
That's literally tattooed on a Holbrook.
Yeah,
it's a pretty funny, sad time in my life.
It's a pretty sad time in my life.
Yeah. So anyway,
funny for us, so it's sad for him.
Yeah,
that's how we look at it.
The guy that I beat up is the guy who was sent to kill Blue, and he went in there dressed as a clown and killed him with a shotgun.
He Gacy'd him?
Yeah, pretty much. He Gacy'd him differently.
Why was he dressed like a clown? Like, was there
so nobody would recognize? He went in. I'm pretty sure it was Halloween or something.
Okay, all right. I was saying, I feel I would recognize someone dressed as a clown more than I would recognize someone.
I mean, I can understand like
the person may be a hitman.
I understand wanting to look different, but like I would think you want to go a little bit more incognito. So like when you're walking out, they're like, was it the guy dressed like the clown?
Yeah.
Like, what was that police lineup like?
Yeah.
Has anybody seen the Philly sports guy?
Yeah.
So he was then later arrested and sent to Graterford, and he nailed who the hell was that? Who was the warlock that was first on America's Most Wanted?
Oh gosh,
Robert Noss.
Bobby Noss.
Robert Noss.
Yeah.
So he nailed him inside of a box, and that's how Noss escaped from Graterford. Then
what?
Then he was on the run for 7 years.
Yep.
He was actually in
Michigan.
Michigan. Oh yeah, dude. Fucking right.
Yeah.
Is it just me or like the hitmen have like the best sense of humor?
Yeah.
Like you said, nailed him to something.
He put him in a box to escape him from the.
He escaped from Graterford. He was nailed inside a box, and then the box was delivered somewhere, And Pry Tools came out, and Noss was freed and was in Michigan and married a woman there, started a new family, had
He
3
had
kids. She
children?
had no fucking idea who this guy
I
was.
figured it wouldn't come up.
And so he was on the very first episode of America's Most Wanted
Really, with John Walsh?
with John Walsh, and they had like a set of Warlock colors on there,
Yeah.
and this guy. So he was also the first guy in Pennsylvania that was convicted without a body.
Oh, no,
Okay.
no
habeas
habeas
corpus.
corpus. Yeah, no habeas
Which
corpus.
is kind of a sad thing to call a dead body. but
habeas
it's-
corpus, yeah.
so it's all Latin.
He's the first
Um,
one in PA.
Yeah, so the
Do
girl.
you know who the first one in California was?
No,
Which
I
Hogan
didn't.
Spirit. It was Scott Peterson.
Oh,
Wow, and he
Wow.
may
The guy,
be
yeah.
freed.
yeah.
He may be freed
Yeah.
because
He
of
may be
that.
free. They denied all of his DNA requests but one.
hmm
That's a very strange twist of a case because
They did end up finding his wife and unborn child later, but he was convicted
weren't they
when they
shopping?
were not. I thought it was like he threatened to leave to go to fucking Mexico, but he was actually murdering her and dropping her in a weighted cooler off San Diego or something. I don't know.
He was fishing.
He was definitely fishing.
He was fishing.
his
They
mind.
They were supposed to be shopping or something at the time, or so we claimed. But anyway, that story. We'll leave Delco for a minute.
The
Go to
first
California.
non-habeas corpus?
Yeah, he. It turns out there was somebody that robbed the house across the street from them.
Okay.
And they
Okay.
believe that guy came to their house as well. That's his story is,
Uh-huh.
and that there was a van that was burned that was involved in that robbery,
Well, it
and there's
happens.
blood and stuff found on the mattress in the back of that van. And he's saying that's the evidence of that my wife was killed in that van by the house robbers from across the street. They get done robbing that house, came to his house, killed her, and
Is it kind of like when your neighbor's getting their deck power washed and like, hey, when you're done, come on over here? It's like one of those situations.
yes,
Like
it's
when
the
you're done, I got a
same
couple bucks. You
You're
know?
already
over
felony.
this?
Come on over.
Yeah. So I'll ADD us even further. I'm at the house the other day, and this guy knocks on the door, and he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" I said, "I'm fine. I'm standing here in my shorts, and what can I do for you?" He's, "Well, I'm doing this job next door for Jim," and I'm like, "Okay." So it automatically there's this
job.
seedy air of criminality about this whole thing.
Yeah.
It's not painting a deck.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm doing their bathroom.
Apparently, he's spraying the lawn. And this, as April
Lime.
called it, she
Lime.
goes, "What is this magic
like-
stuff?"
It's like unicorn spray. It does everything you
yeah,
want it to do.
All right.
It kills ticks. It kills weeds. It
Yeah.
makes the
And
grass greener.
evidence.
Right.
Yeah.
right,
And
right, right.
evidence.
Yes,
And
everything
evidence. And then he
grows.
gets
the
out his-
miracle aisle of Home
It's
Depot and
that
all
good.
that.
Yes.
Number 11.
When it's
Yeah.
done.
So he's pointing at all these things, and normally you get $300 for that, and $75 for this, and this would be about $700. But
I could do it for a ham sandwich.
I'm already here today, doing gyms.
He wanted to give us unicorn spray
And he says to me, he's like,
Is that like a
"$70,
thing, by the way?
$75
for like
bucks."
$400.
And I looked at him. I thought to
or something.
myself, if you're the kind of guy that would do this to your business, this thing's probably full of fucking water.
Mhm.
So I said, I'm
He-
not interested.
He's homemade unicorn spray.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
unicorn.
just said, I'm not interested. He goes, "And what's your name?" And I says, "Joe." And
Yeah.
shook his hand. So that when he goes to the next guy, he says, "Yeah, Joe over there." with the
Yeah,
tattoos."
yeah.
And they're gonna be
Right.
like, there is no Joe over there.
Okay.
But back to murder.
The guy was hopped up on his homemade unicorn spray, so just let him be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it
So you
was-
did not end up signing on for the
No.
unicorn sprayman.
No, but it
Okay.
was the whole sales pitch was criminal.
Mhm.
It was trying to appeal to my inner criminal sense, but my intelligence
Right.
sense said,
Did you
"Fuck this
ask him what it
criminal."
would do to the dog?
No, he didn't care what it would do to the dog. He would have told me that it would have made it would have
Hydrate.
it would have solved the dog's cancer problem. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Right.
if
Oh,
I
yeah,
had
yeah,
said
Oh,
that.
you have a rash here? Rub it on here. It's like, here you go.
Just drink
Oh,
this
erectile
stuff.
dysfunction? Just dip it in here. Like,
Yeah.
here you go.
Your dog was so cured and
Yeah.
hard.
Yes, exactly.
They call him Humpy.
Yeah, take this dressed as a clown.
Yeah, right.
Spray your neighbor.
Full circle. But it's you. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, so I got that going for us today.
So you beat up someone who ended up dressed like a clown and then was sent to assassinate someone.
While removing their testicles in a pond.
It happens.
Yeah.
So this was in Newtown Square. Okay.
Wait.
No, this was actually in Chad's Ford.
Oh, even richer.
Yes. Yeah. Well, no, I don't know. It's a hard call.
I'm not allowed like anywhere that like the median income is like over like 42,000. So I don't even know what either of those two are like.
Well, I've lived in both.
You live in
And I-
Chad's Ford.
Well, her home's in Chad's Ford.
Really?
I'm
Mine's in Garnet Valley.
You're
Okay.
in Bethel. I'm in Garnet Valley.
Yeah.
Bethel.
Listen, the
Yeah.
house down the street from my house is so gigantic. As it was getting built,
Well, how was the lawn? Because I've heard that you're turning away fucking unicorn spray down there.
King Unicorn.
well, these are the kind
Us
of
here
neighborhoods
at
where
RC's
people do
house only
pay
use the
people to
finest of
spray their
unicorn
lawns.
spray.
I mean,
Yeah. It's probably a big lawn for a lot. You need a lot of unicorn spray down there.
we saw a guy today driving a motorized device,
Okay.
okay, to spray this grass
Oh, yeah,
that was
yeah, yeah.
around a signpost.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's about 5 feet of
Smaller
grass.
than this table.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe as much grass as this table. And I'm like, look at this guy, Hervé,
They
you
could
know,
use a
backing up, going
handheld
forward, and spraying stuff on this little lawn. And she's like, look, there's like burned grass, and it's not even green.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
like,
actually talking to me. This is
Yes.
weird. You know, like, what's going
Got
on?
my dog erect and cured its cancer.
I came home. The
Actually,
dog's standing there
I,
with a,
I have multiple unicorns right here in my trailer if you want to see them.
Yeah. yes, I could rent them to you. They're like goats. Come and eat the lawn.
They're literally goats where you put like party
Yeah,
hats on
Yeah.
them.
A little- Is that a rubber band holding that thing
Yeah.
on
Oh
there?
my god! Next time Upper Darby wants to pull that shit with the lawn mowing goats, let's put
Ah.
fucking unicorn horns on them.
Somebody in Upper Darby right now just went, I thought we got through that, guy. Stop bringing it up.
Without even getting into it, when was the last time we heard from the fucking mayor after she fucking DUI'd into that thing?
I don't know.
I haven't heard her name in forever.
Is
man.
she even the mayor anymore?
I don't know. I honestly don't.
I'm
remember.
gonna fact check this
Mayor
because
of what?
Mayor of Upper Darby was like there was some issues, missing things in the budget. She was not
no,
necessarily
it
from
says
the
Ed
area.
Brown is the
Kind
mayor.
of like
Brown's
the
the
Darby
standard.
mayor from 20 years ago, Paula Brown.
She was fun though.
Paula Brown, yeah,
She was fun. The Upper Darby one was just like she spent like $44,000 on like lawn mowing goats. I'm like, you could just put a lawn mower.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say like you could
Lawn
hire
mowing
landscapers for a
goats.
lot less.
And then she like
Wow.
DUI'd a couple times. And
So-
it's just like, oh.
Do you know where the goats lived?
I
this
met-
could be a Delco trivia
I know
question.
where they
I'll tell
are.
you right now.
I know where they are now.
Well, they
They've
were
moved.
on
Goats?
when you go out
The goats,
322.
yeah.
I was waiting for RC to start rubbing his stomach. I knew it.
Yeah. yeah. No,
Like
the
barbecue.
goats. The goats used to
Yeah.
live on the hillside. When you go out 322 and past Bolero,
It's a big old
go
farm
through the
up there.
light.
Okay.
There's a great big farm on the right there, which
There's
is
like, there's
the
like a
guy
Walmart
just
and
died.
stuff,
That's where the lawn mowing goats
that's
were.
where they lived, and you would go rent the goats.
and
Yeah,
now
they
they're
definitely
over
did.
on Bethel Road.
Yeah, now they are. Some guy started a
Maybe
Save the
that's
Goats
why.
campaign, and that's where they're at.
Maybe that's why.
I remember when that came out. It was popped up on my Facebook thing. And they're like, I thought like, all right, this is the best prank. This was almost as the best prank as the Clifton Heights Pizza Hut becoming a mosque.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys were familiar
No.
with that story.
No.
So the Pizza Hut, now it's a Wawa on the corner of.
Yes, I just saw that the other day. I lived in Clifton. I've
Yeah.
lived all over this whole region. Today I was just over here at Imperial Pizza.
Yeah.
Pardon me, Emilio.
Pardon me.
I felt like I was cheating.
Zone right
Yeah.
for it.
Excuse
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
But I told her, I said,
For me
I
have
haven't
sinned.
stood here for 40 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we would drink in that bar, Sea King Station, and go
Oh,
over
boy.
here and get a pizza with a little cornstarch on the bottom.
Yeah.
And,
Don't say hold the beach because you will
she
get
realized that her grandfather used to get pizza from there.
Yeah.
She goes, I can smell it, which I have no sense of smell, so I can't like relate to that whole.
Yeah, you used to get the really thin pizza.
punched.
and-
You know you're a Delco throwback when you the phone number is
KL
KI.
KI. Yeah.
39393.
yeah.
Yeah, it's even worse that you remember it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
We see it every day.
That's
Yeah.
like yeah. It's like people always, like. I remember I said that, and my nephew was like in his early 20s is like, why are you giving me numbers?
Because sometimes you have to call the operator and fucking tell Susan
Yeah.
to fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey,
do KL
Can you plug that
5,
thing in
yeah.
and get in touch with Imperials? I need to pay $8 for my
Yeah.
pizza.
Remember when we didn't have to dial an area code before a number?
If it wasn't for that area code, we never would have created Delco Day.
Yeah.
Well,
try
this was- it
try
was-
try figuring out 484 day.
Yeah.
No, it was. This was all 215 here
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was.
when I grew up.
It was 215 when I originally, because before it was 215, but you didn't use the area code.
Right.
I remember when in the beginning when you had to start dialing the area code, I was probably in my mid to late teens when they did that, because I was like mid to late 90s, right, when that occurred.
It was late 90s. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Wow.
I watched a way too nerdy documentary.
Do you
about
remember
area
what the
codes.
reasoning was that we got new area codes?
They ran
the
out
phone numbers, right?
But why did they run out?
because a bunch of companies had registered like fake phone numbers in this
No.
area.
Fax machines.
Fax
Everybody
machines,
had
that's
to
what it
get a
was.
fax
I
machine.
knew it was yes.
You
Yes.
knew it, but it was
You
deep in the crevices of your mind.
yeah.
You know how hard it is to find a 610 cell. Like if you lose your like this cell phone, it's not my most oldest cell phone, but I've had this number
Forever.
since I was in high school.
They're not handing out
Really?
610s
They
anymore.
don't handle 610s
I'm still a
anymore.
610.
You could, I wonder if you could sell it. Like if somebody said, "I really want a 610 area code."
I looked it up. It's frowned upon, but it is legal.
Is it legal?
Yes.
Wow.
Because there is a law now because people were like going to work as salesmen or something, and they were working for a company, and then they would leave, and the company would say because they were paying for their phone, would say
Yes.
There's like
you're
literally
right.
a legal act now that they can't. If you had that number before you started working there, they can't keep it. They can take your physical phone, but they have to give you
Yeah.
your cell phone number. I learned this because I was arguing with my boss years ago, and he's like, "I want my phone back." I'm like, "No, legally you can't have this phone."
We actually have a new
Yeah.
area code on the way to this area.
Really?
Yeah, because they phased out 610 and 484 and 267s are filling up. It's a
Wait a minute, they're
really
phasing out
ugly
484
one.
too?
It's filling up, so they got another one ready for it.
Do we know what it is?
Yeah, it was an ugly number. It was like an 814 or something.
814.
How do you go
don't
from
think it
6
exists. That's
down
Virginia.
to 4?
Yeah. It was an ugly number.
You just insulted Virginia.
Sorry, Virginia.
Virginia insulted itself a long time
Yeah.
ago. Let's just call it for what
I
it
know
is.
I literally learned this nerdy thing about how they're signed. So it's the 100s are not available. The 2 zeros or whatever may not be, but it's like
Who's got the 100s?
I forget. It's like government designed or some shit. But 212 is the lowest they could give out. That's New York. That was the biggest metropolitan area at the time. 213 is the greater Los Angeles area. That was the second one. 215 is, 212 is Chicago. We were fifth in line, so we're 215 because of Philadelphia. And then they had to start breaking it down after that. We ended up.
They didn't leave any gaps. See,
No, but
they
you-
should have
you-
left gaps
wait a
in
minute.
between for this.
We've gone from discussing what was the potential new number
Mhm.
to you took us all the way back to the origins of 215.
Yeah,
What happened to the new number that you thought you knew?
I'm getting it right now.
Okay.
Like,
And one of my favorite things
can
is
we?
like,
I would like to be able to design this number. I
Well,
feel like
we should
have
at
it.
least have like a lottery.
How about like 01? I guess you can do it.
no, it was an ugly number.
Like I was going to say, instead of 610, 601,
845
845.
845 is
Wow.
to replace it for 610.
845.
845. Yeah, I'm at 845.
I want to see if it belongs to anybody. It says New York. Mid and lower.
Sorry,
Hudson Valley.
835, 835. Yeah.
That is a terrible
Now it
number.
says 835 as the area code
Yeah,
assigned
like
as the
eight-
replacement for 610. Yeah, 835.
This is a whole story on its own. This might have to go on DelcoLive.com. I'm just saying, this is like
Yeah. Are you ready to go 835?
835. I don't even know how.
All
we
right.
turn
I'm
this
going to go 835 on your ass.
How do we even?
So
turn
yeah,
that into a
he's
fucking holiday.
he's not wrong. It says 610, 484, and
It's not
835.
even August 35th. There is no such thing.
No.
Yeah,
Will
that would
be.
be September.
We're done with it.
September 4th is actually.
We're going full fucking metric system.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because we were saying, well, what about since 484 is also an area code in the area in this area. We were trying to figure out what that would actually equal out to be.
Right.
So it is almost Delco Day.
Oh, that's-
It's very
yeah.
close because it
Is
would.
that with or without leap year?
I guess with might even get you to land you on Delco Day. It may land you on June 10th. Because April 84 would be like
Yeah.
April, then it would be May. It'd actually be closer to July now. I think of it. No, it'd actually be further out.
I just love that.
Yeah, it does say it. It says eastern and southeastern regions of Pennsylvania.
It's like 610. We like did everything we
It's
could.
on
Like,
Wikipedia. It must be true. It
Oh.
must be true.
Undoubtedly.
we did everything to make like June 10th Delco Day because it's 610, and there's all these like Chester County, Berks County, like Northampton counties reaching out to me. They're like, that's our area code too, and I'm like, we did it first. Fuck you.
Yeah, we don't care.
We did it first.
Yeah.
That's why.
We made it awesome.
Well, we claimed it. It's
And we'll do 835. I don't care. I'll do the 35th of
we won't have much choice.
And also,
what's
guys,
that? The 4th day of September.
what? Yeah, that's why I said September
Yeah.
4th would be
Fourth day of September.
835 day.
All right,
That-
perfect.
Right after Labor Day.
Yep,
Yeah,
it's perfect. Idea.
Don't wear white on this phone.
9-4.
yeah. Can't get the white iPhone
Yep.
on that phone. Guys, we're speaking of awesome things. You got to go fat cow jerky. That's
God, they're so
right,
good.
fat cow jerky, utterly perfect jerky, jalapeno, garlic, honey habanero, pickles. One of my favorite, black pepper, garlic. So many flavors, more coming. even other products coming down the line, even products for your favorite four-legged friends. That's right, Fat Cow Jerky has it all for you and your favorite pets.
There's some inside talks about like great things coming for them by the end of next year, and also another product that we cannot say, but if you were at Delco Day, you could kind of assume what synergy would have happened between two companies. There's some cool shit coming from them.
Yeah, absolutely. So go to fatcowjerky.com, follow them on Facebook and Instagram, and you can also go to Roma's Deli. They actually have it there, and I believe other stores are going to start carrying it as well. So head on out and get some Fat Cow Jerky.
3 big bags for $20 at Roma.
Wow.
That's great by any jerky standards, let
Yeah,
alone
that's
a
a
great
really
local
Yes,
one.
it is.
And don't forget the most Delco bar, Dolan's Bar, Ridley Park, 23 Sellers Avenue to be exact. Quizzo, music, great times, memorabilia, you name it, they got it. You never know who's going to walk in the door. Tell Tan PJ that Delco Live sent you. We were just hanging out there yesterday for Delco Day. Had to stop at the most Delco bar and say hello.
They have a window now.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes.
It's fucking life altering.
As PJ say, get a little vitamin D while you're at the Big D, Dolan's Bar.
Beautiful view of the dumpster of the 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
It's just great. I love it.
I was scouting that out that dumpster. I'm like,
It really feels like it adds like, a bunch of square footage though.
Ambiance.
That's what you think when you think Dolan's Bar. Ambiance.
Ambiance.
Speaking of ambiance, David Arteri, the man with the plan when you get hurt at work, motor vehicle, personal injury, criminal law, or just basic typical Delco scumbag. Call him at 610.
If you end up beating up an assassin clown and end up on the cover of the Delco Times, the usual.
It literally sounds like a mission in GTA, that story. Never said
Yeah.
it. For workers' comp, motor vehicle, personal injury, criminal law, cherryinjurylaw.com. Call David Arteri at 610-565-0300. Again, 610-565-0300.
Now, let's point out something about David Archeri's phone number.
That his phone number is going to be 835 real soon.
No,
Yeah.
that it's a 565 number, which is an old media number.
Okay.
565s and
Yeah,
566.
566.
That makes sense because
Means
he's probably in media.
You've been in
right?
media. Well, absolutely, he's in media.
He's a
It says
lawyer.
right there.
Is that where his office is? I never.
Yeah,
gone.
he's a media.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
he's
that's
in
like that's an old
On
number.
Jackson Street, I believe, if I
Oh,
remember
that's
correctly.
544, 543 around here.
Yeah.
is old. I grew up with 544.
Yeah, Lansdowne was 622, 623. I don't know where.
Well,
you guys
Kingswood
had.
4.
259.
Upper Darby's 284.
259 and
Ludwig.
6.
It was LU.
Is that how it's
It
spelled?
was Ludwig.
For Upper Darby?
Yes,
I love
it was
that.
LU5, I think.
Well-
Yeah, everything had a name first, so you had to use the first 2 letters of whatever that
Yeah.
name was,
Yeah.
and it was on your phone dial.
Like Imperial was like Klondike Lima fucking 59393 or whatever.
Yeah,
It's because us Delco folks can't talk right, so they couldn't just use the letters. Because you're like,
we will give them
is that a-
multi-syllable letters and tell them only use the first 2 letters from the word.
yes, that's what you had to do. You knew that.
Yeah.
That was pretty crazy. That was a thing that my older sisters were doing, and then like I was just getting too old before they started using the letters. But I do remember because I remember I have an office in my job in Delaware, and Delaware kept
302.
but they kept using no area code for a very long time.
They only have 800 fucking residents.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I remember for like 3 or 4 years after we did it, I'd be like, 302, 6. The guy's like, wait a minute, why are you giving me the 302? I know what it is. I'm like, oh, sorry.
You want to know a stupid fucking fact?
Okay.
Delaware is the only state with only one area.
I was going to say, yeah,
For
it is.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For now.
They're all 302,
Even their cell
which
phones.
also means being institutionalized. A 302.
And if
Yes.
you live in Delco or in Delaware, you may want to kind of be that at times. Just saying. I always feel like when I hit that Delaware borderline, I know we have a lot of people listen from Delaware, so I'm going to make fun of you right now. But I've worked in Delaware for almost 20 years now, at least once a week. And I can tell you when I hit that borderline in 95, I just feel a cloud of like, it's like my IQ drops for like 25 points for about the few hours that I'm down there. Like I can't do Delaware. I'm
I
sorry.
usually feel like a New Yorker, like some elite yuppie. I'm just like, oh, hello, like
No.
here I am in Alabama, aka
And talk about like I don't want everyone to hear that Delco people are too parochial. Like they don't know how to leave their area.
parochial.
Yes.
Is that wow? What a
Yes.
fucking word.
Isn't that a school where nuns hit you with rulers?
That's what I know it as.
Yeah,
but is
well-
that what the actual meaning is?
Yeah,
Is
well,
like
it's a way of using words may have multiple meanings.
parochial.
Yes, do
But-
tell.
But like I could tell patients and say, listen, you have a terminal illness, but there is a simple cure for it. It literally is 30 minutes north in Philadelphia. and you just go there once for an hour, and you're done, and you'll be cured. Like,
I was born in Fulcrum like my pappy, and I'll die in Fulcrum
dude.
like my pappy.
dude, I'll tell you, I have had people come in and go, "How you doing there, Skip?" And
Yeah.
I'm like, "Where are you from?" Wilmington.
Yeah.
Wilmington, Delaware. I'm like,
Chester County too.
Yeehaw, roll tide, Claymont in the house.
like, it's so funny how like you can cross a street in Wilmington and it's like the Mason-Dixon line.
Absolutely.
Apparently,
That is actually the Mason-Dixon line, though.
it has moved up. I swear it has
To
moved up.
Chester.
It's probably in Delaware County now.
Aston.
No, it's definitely Chester.
Well, we always say Aston
Aston.
is the Alabama
Yes.
of Delco.
Yeah.
That's where I came from.
Oh, you're originally from there?
I was born in
I
Aston.
said that's where I came from.
That's where
I
I
came
came from, man.
from.
I was in my mama's belly during that time. I tell you what.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I got the vapors.
No, I got the sugars. That's
Yeah.
my favorite one. I got the
The
sugars.
sugars.
The Southern people, the sugars, because like they'll be like
What's that?
diabetes. Instead of saying I have diabetes,
Diabetes.
instead of saying diabetes or
Sugars.
diabetes, it was I got the sugars.
I need a window seat because this flower's wilting.
I do declare.
Oh my.
On that rant, sorry.
Yes.
guys.
Yeah, sorry, we went off tangent there.
Oh, there's a shock. This show goes
No.
off the
So
rails.
anyway, without stabbing balls and beating up clowns. So wait, you beat up the guy who was an assassin.
Actually, yeah, I beat up the guy who was the assassin.
It's on the
Yeah.
front page.
He was actually he killed another guy. And
Oh, he's a serial
he
killer. at this
he
point.
shot a guy from the
Oh, he's
top of
a
McDade
hitman, right?
Mall, a warlock named Jimmy Long. He killed.
Is this all in that book that came out about the warlocks and
We
Baghdad?
actually have that. We have.
Yeah,
Yeah,
down
we got a
So
It's
Marty
downstairs.
Riley's in there. Yeah.
There's a whole book about Delco and the Warlocks. I have it
meant to
downstairs.
read it, or I
Yes,
may have and
yes.
drank it out of my memory.
You
I
were,
forget.
like I said, you were from Clifton. I grew up in Clifton.
I-
There was
I grew up-
houses.
I grew up in
It's a great
Springfield.
book.
I lived in Clifton when I graduated high school. I had an apartment down
So you
there.
downgraded.
Yeah.
Because usually Clifton guys start dating Springfield girls with daddy issues. Like, that
Yes.
was always like the
Yes.
thing. Like it's like the Springfield guys like stay away from them Clifton boys, and then they actually
Yeah.
wanted to come hang out with us because dad told them not.
It's like the Sharks and the Jets, when instead of
Yeah.
snapping, it's
No,
just
it was like
Pantera.
when I
Yes.
went to high school, like the girls from Ridley were loose. I guess is the best way to
Oh,
call it.
those hussies,
They were
Ah.
hussies.
those charlatans.
Drexel and Westbrook Park girls were also a little on the loose side.
So was there a difference between Westbrook Park girls and Clifton girls?
Yeah, about one block.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But, like,
It was
because like people when I remember growing up, like I'm from Westbrook Park.
yeah. It was,
I'm like,
yeah.
it's like 4 blocks. 'Cause-
You're in fancy row homes.
Yeah. Was that a thing?
oh yeah.
Oh,
Like your cops take longer to get here. Like
Yeah.
that's all I would.
Well, I
think
mean,
about,
it's funny
like-
because like Clifton and Upper Dark, like how it's split
and
too.
you had to know the directions of the one-way streets
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
because you could really like end up wasting time driving around there.
Yeah, because they're circular. It's just like literally.
Yeah,
It's like
or you
fucking
would just
Indy
learn to
500.
take the back alley
Yeah, yeah,
and run
yeah.
down the back alley. And
Well-
everybody, of course, everybody knew your business because it was, you open and the doors are like right next to each other. Like, whose freaking idea was that?
Mhm.
You know, you walk up to your girlfriend's house and you look in your neighbor's door at some dude drinking a beer with a cigar
well,
who's miserable.
you know the Clifton toilet, right? There's 2 Clifton toilets. There was either the utility sink
Yeah,
between the
obviously, yeah.
washer and dryer,
Yes.
and if it's
The concrete utility
yes,
sink.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
and or you open up your back door and start peeing at the back.
That's the,
That happened a lot more because in driveways you would see that a lot more. The guy would dude would
Especially
be
if-
totally drunk.
If he had the deck that came out over top,
Yeah.
now he was hidden.
Yeah.
He was camouflaged.
The guys would like hide, like they would hide their dingle behind the
dingle.
The
dingle.
behind
Or
the air conditioning unit. They could like so they could just stand there like they're just staring out
Right,
into the
right.
nothingness. and
Yeah.
just- but even though the guy's house is a stone's throw away from it, so if you
Right.
just look out your window, up there's my neighbor peeing.
There's the
Yeah.
dingle.
Yeah, there's the
And you
dingle.
got to knock it into the air conditioner because it might. the
You
fan
be-
might turn on and
Yeah,
throw it all
yeah,
back.
yeah. Or the house smells like pee.
So there was a guy up. So I grew up behind Clifton Field. My house was like you look out back. It was
I lived
Clifton
behind the field for a while too.
You lived in the field. There's
It was a
difference.
rough
So-
time for me.
So what year were you there?
Well, I'm still in Clifton now, but I grew up on that street, moved out, I don't know, 15, 18 years ago, something like that. 16 years ago. And I'm now on Broadway down in like
Okay.
Was that your
Yeah,
first-
no.
what they
I'm
refer
friends
to
with-
as the
I'm friends with
downtown Clifton Heights.
The Moranos, Lorraine and Ralph. Ralph passed away. Great friends of mine forever.
Oh, really? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like I said, like they
Were they the pirate ship?
no
Oh.
different
No,
person.
they had an overhang that was black and pink for years, and
Ooh.
now they
Like Bret
changed
Hart, the
it.
Pink and Black attacks.
Mm-hmm.
But Ralph died of cancer about 7 months ago,
Yeah.
and but Lorraine's still there.
Lorraine literally lives 2 doors up from me.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That is
Lorraine's
hilarious.
grandkids play with my younger
So
son.
I remember when
Aw,
Tina,
that's
her daughter,
cute.
was 4 years old on the front steps
Okay.
playing with me. I, of course, was just a kind gentleman
Yeah.
playing with my friend's kid while they ran inside for something. And yeah, now she's got kids that are, her
Like
kids
my
have
age,
to be
I
like
think.
7 or 8 years old. Tina's kids.
Her grandkids, I can tell you the one daughter, the little girl is younger, about 4 or 5,
Yeah.
and the son is about 7 or 8.
Yep.
Because my son's 8 and they're close in age.
Yeah. So time really does move fast.
But the house I grew up in was on the row homes. So those are twins over there.
So you're up behind Clifton Field.
Winkler Avenue, like kind of like right along where the smaller fields were, where the playground was. That was my backyard for the most part.
All right. Yeah, I lived in the apartment with the old Victorian apartments next to the auto body.
Yeah,
Because I knew the Beals auto body was there, so I was in the brick apartments there.
Well, on my driveway, half of the street had houses, like the backs of the houses facing each other,
Right.
but the other half was facing the street or the park. But the one guy would get like drunk a lot and go out and like he would drive up and down the driveway
Surprise.
hammered.
I have a name.
Like no, he would like just like for whatever reason.
How dare you? I'm working on it now.
I swear, I think him and his wife would argue. She's like, "You're too drunk to drive." He's like, "No, I'm not. I'll drive up and down the driveway." And
Really,
I'll
Al?
show you."
How's the weather on your pedestal?
But like he would use the Clifton bathroom, and he would go out. He would open the door. He didn't even have a deck either, so it was
Just had a
like it was
door.
full bird season. Like everybody saw everything, and he would just sit there and pee, and then you hear, "Will you get in here and just use the bathroom?" And like you start yelling at him. So one of the neighbors, like the wives saw him doing it, called the cops, got really upset about
On
it.
him peeing on his own land?
Well,
I'm pretty sure this is what the founding fathers said we could do. We could pee on our own land.
yeah. Well, I guess he was exposing himself.
To
On
who?
many streets.
The weirdos in the alley?
The kids who play up and down the alley, maybe. It was during the day too, might I add. It wasn't like at night.
What's
or
across the
anything.
street, Al? A playground, just like you said. Maybe the kids should be there.
I'm sorry. He's right. I'm
Well,
wrong.
if I go to play hopscotch in a fucking bathroom, dude, I'm not. I'm
That's
the
a different
weirdo.
story.
If a
That's a
dick
different
fucking
story.
comes out.
But he did tell one of the neighbors. He goes, "Get off your pedestal. But just because you don't have another house across the way from you, you can pee out your back door like a normal human being." I'm like, no normal human being pees out their back door.
I love how you talked about the Clifton bathroom and the Clifton urinal. You were saying that you were currently wearing a Delco toupee
Yes.
beforehand.
Backwards baseball hat.
I love that.
Yes.
That's my new.
I've never heard that phrase until tonight, and it is blowing
I
my
actually
mind.
created it. I heard it was. I don't even want to mention the other place where it was used.
Oh.
But you'll mention
The Delco Birkin.
Clowns that commit multiple.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to attribute anything to
Understood.
this
Understood.
other area.
Yeah.
Not even in this state.
Oh,
No,
terrible.
it's okay.
Delaware, Claymont, the worst.
No, you went the wrong direction.
Oh,
But
oh.
Yikes.
but I thought when I first heard it, I'm like, wow, such and such toupee, that's great. But then I realized I saw my hair was a mess today, and I said, I always have a hat handy somewhere.
I hate when that happens.
So I grabbed a hat and put it on, and I had it spun around like this, right? And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have a shadow on my face.
Yeah,
So I turned it around and I said, a Delco toupee.
It looks great.
There was actually a store it was in the city that you had to turn your hat around when you walked in. They didn't want the brim over your face.
Why? Because
the cameras couldn't see when you
Yeah,
walked
the
in.
cameras. I'll tell you a funny story I just heard about the cameras in people's faces.
Ooh.
A guy went in the casino wearing
yeah.
one of Skinny Joey's t-shirts.
Joey Merlino?
Yes.
2 episodes in a row, Joey Merlino's came up.
So the security comes over to him laughing, and they said, we got a little problem. The guy says, what's that? He goes, well, facial recognition.
Yeah,
I identified
yeah.
you as somebody who doesn't belong in here. And now we realize it's your shirt.
I love that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a shirt of Holbrook's face and send me places I get kicked out of.
But yeah.
You are peeing in the backyard?
Yeah.
So wait, so casinos, they're like, they just won't let Joey Merlino in?
Oh,
'cause
he's
the
been banned from
numbers and all
casinos
that shit?
since they
Okay.
opened.
Yeah,
Since
it makes
they opened,
sense,
he's been
it
Is
makes
that pretty much
sense.
like what they do? Okay, slot machines are dusted, food's ready to go, and Joey Merlino is banned. Okay, I got
That book in front of you, the publishing company is actually literally Joey Merlino. It's
the stamp
front.
on the
If
front.
you look on the front, the
It's
stamp is
approved.
literally-
It's
Oh, that's
stamp of
hilarious.
approval.
It's Skinny
Yeah.
Joey fucking publishing or whatever.
Well, it's a
Yeah.
seal of approval.
That's
yeah,
good. Yeah, he's a good guy.
I've heard, man, and it's like, oh, I mean, I'm not defending the mafia or whatever, but growing up, it was
I
always
don't
like,
know,
if you don't start a problem with them, they're not gonna fucking waste their time on
No,
you.
he's actually a very good person. I did a painting of him. It's
A
hanging down in
painting?
the kitchen consigliere.
He used to give out the most fucking turkeys
It's
on
the most-
Thanksgiving in Philadelphia,
he
man.
does
It's the most
still,
tasteful
he Still
news.
gives stuff out. They give out bicycles, and he gives back. He likes the area, but he doesn't live here.
Is he gone?
He's in Boca Raton.
Oh, he moved down south. Okay.
He's been down there for years and
Yeah.
years, but he still comes back.
I
here.
want him back. I wanted to become a Delconian. I want him back, and I want fucking the referee that was super corrupt.
Oh, the guy from Cardinal.
Why am I
Howard.
blanking on his
Donahue.
name?
Yeah,
Tim Donahue.
Funny.
yeah.
I want Tim Donahue, and I want Joey Merlino.
I think
back.
Joey Merlino should be the mayor of Philadelphia.
I agree.
I
agree.
honestly, God, do. Like Philadelphia needs a hero, and he's
Yep.
it right now.
This is an anti-hero fucking world, man. Look at
He's
Rocky. Look at all
totally
these
it.
things. Yeah.
He's totally it, and he'd be great for the city compared to what they have. Are you kidding me?
I want Joey Merlino back.
yeah, Joey for mayor.
I can see T-shirts for that.
I want just a
That would
shirt
be
that says "I
great.
want Joey Merlino back."
We should all get with a picture of his face on it, so anytime
And-
people
and-
come in,
yeah.
Yeah, we should go into the casinos with 100 shirts with Joey on the front, and
Yeah.
just
You can't kick us all out.
Yeah.
Instead of like I am Spartacus, I am Joey Merlino. How old's he now?
He's a year older than me. His birthday is a day or two. I think he's the 13th of March.
So I mean, you look young, but I remember you dropping your age. I
I'm
was like, holy shit.
61.
61.
He's 62.
60,
So
okay.
he's 62.
Because I know he was like mob boss like back in the day, and I was like, he seems really young for that. But yeah, okay.
Well, that's what they said in the papers anyway.
Right. I want to know just a less. I'm just like, he's my hero. I don't care.
I had somebody tell me I seem young for my age today.
No, you don't.
No,
You
hold
don't.
on. They
You
thought
seem young for
but they thought I said
73.
I was 51.
Right.
I'm like, no, you seem young for your age. I'm like, really? I never got that
You
before. She's
literally-
like, well, for 51, you look great. I said 41. She's like, oh, never mind.
In the picture, you
Oh,
look like
never
when
mind.
Darth Vader took his fucking mask off at the end of fucking
That's
Return of the
terrible.
Jedi.
That's terrible.
Wow. So
Yeah.
when you were born and brought home to Clifton, I was across the street in the brick apartments.
Going, hello, son.
No, actually, I was like 19 when I moved in there, 18 or 19. But I left out of there when I was just turned around 19 to 20 years old.
And that
old
was
guy.
when you. So if anyone didn't see the previous episode, that was when you went to Philly, or when you went down south to really hone the skill.
Huh. I went to Philly.
Okay.
I went to yeah. I kind of like lived different places. I lived in Upper Darby in the villas, the Villa DS.
Mhm.
You familiar with that place?
No,
Oh my God! Right off Long Lane.
love it.
Okay, so
Grew up not
Long
too far from
Lane.
there.
All right. There's a road that you turn on,
Radbourne.
Radbourne Road.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it goes
yeah,
back,
yeah.
and it's these funky ass Spanish looking apartments.
Yeah, yeah,
And they have like these
yeah.
little decks on the front. I mean, there
Uh-huh.
were single bedroom
Pueblos.
places. And we were like worse than immigrants, man. We had like 10 dudes. Like this was our house. You know
Right,
what I mean? Like,
right. Yeah, it's a shore house. You know,
Yeah,
It was
but
like the
essentially,
courthouse, except
essentially.
in Upper Darby.
bashing
Yeah,
pad, big
it was
time.
kind of as white trash.
They went to
as
Darby
it
Creek instead of the beach.
Yeah. Yep.
The
Good old
creaky
days.
crick
Yeah, that was a long
conversation.
time ago. That was 40 some years ago. Long Lane was jumping.
oh, there's jumpings
The
going on
7-Eleven
Long Lane
yeah.
still.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I can tell you that.
I mean, you can go right now, and there'll be a lot of
was-
jumping.
it
there's
was-
some knife-ins. There's some shootings
So
too.
it was
Like,
still
yeah.
Rude
very.
dudes.
It was not a racially integrated neighborhood at that time. It was, and when people came, there was problems. There was problems. Not with me or my friends.
Right,
but the
right.
people that lived there their whole lives
Right.
did not like the
No outsiders.
reverse gentrification, should we call it?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of it was just everybody was broke, man. Everybody that lived back
Right,
there was
right.
broke. It didn't matter who you were. If you lived back there,
It was
it's
broke
yours.
people going like, those people are more broke than
Yeah,
me, and
they're
I don't
broker
like
than
it.
us, man. But it's like
You
I
can't
remember these
outpour
guys-
me.
there was like a deli in there that helped everybody, and then these kids like robbed it, and then we like got them and beat them up and made them pay the people back. It was like a hard thing.
I played basketball when I was in 8th grade. It was a Christmas it was Christmas tournament in 8th grade, and we were playing this team from the city. It's a Clifton team, and the team was over there, and they're doing like right before we started playing, they're putting their hands in and going go instead of like go team or whatever, kill the rich kids, and I'm like, wait a minute, is there another team here? We're from Clifton, bro. There ain't no rich kids here. Like, we're the rich kids. I hate how poor you guys are. Like, that's terrible.
Dude, I was bouncing one night at Villanova where they were like, get this trash out of here. These fucking poor kids go to Cabrini. I was like, holy shit, this is the lamest fucking altercation I've ever been part of.
We don't want no Cabrinians in here.
It's just ridiculous. Did you ever go to the Rusty Nail in Havertown?
Played there more
many
than
times.
100 times, probably.
That's actually where he got his car stolen from.
And, my car has been stolen from there. There's not actually
see if I get it back
crackheads
for you.
on the main line. Oh, we got it back in a whole different crazy story. Yeah, so there aren't really a lot of homeless people on the main line, but they do like that train that fucking goes through there. And
they kind of like come up to see
my
what they
Chevy Impala kind of got stolen by a crackhead from the fucking nail before it was called Delco Day, Delco Fest.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we used Delco Live and just started sharing it out. And made it because the car made its way up to Princeton, New Jersey.
Wow.
But Al was the one who had a brilliant idea that my fucking phone was in the glove compartment. This crackhead didn't know it.
Not that you would have thought of that.
No, so I wasn't thinking about it. I'm like texting on like fucking my computer, and Al's like, "Where's your phone?"
That car's worth $500.
He's
I need
like,
it back.
He's like, "Do you have it tracked your iPhone?" I was like, "I do." And I looked it up. I'm like, "It's in Princeton."
Wow. So it went to a better neighborhood.
It did. It actually got parked for. I remember.
Well, that's how they kind of caught ultimately because somebody complained about this piece of shit car in front of their house in Princeton, New Jersey.
I remember I called the Princeton police and I was like, my 2002 Impala with heavy front end damage, I think is in front of this professor's house, like right in the middle of Princeton. They're like, it's not. And I was like, can you just go look? And they're just like, they called back 5 minutes. They're like, oh yeah, your jalopy is here.
Yeah, for the next
12
minutes,
like,
so we have it.
We were going to tow it, but we're afraid it's going to fall apart.
I was like, can you just like watch it till I come up? And they're like, no, you can't come get it. We got to tow it back to Pennsylvania. And they actually used Bob and Joe's, which ended up was Terrence and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
They had to. It's protocol. And yeah, I paid $500 to get my $100 car back.
You should have just been like, it's there, then leave it.
Yeah.
Can you set it on fire and call the insurance company?
I was like, there's a Fender Stratocaster in the backseat. Can you just grab that and burn the fucking car? Like, please, I don't want it.
Wow. So you got your guitar back.
Yeah, that was the most important thing, man.
I
wanted my
somebody
Strat.
just really needed a ride.
Yeah.
It was like
it's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
The crackhead didn't want
to.
She didn't have any.
It was
change.
an Uber. It was an Uber. Yeah.
She didn't have any change for the train,
Yeah.
so she just sold the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The video is priceless.
Holbrook ended up dating her for about 6 months afterwards.
And then she was spraying lawns.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
She was making homemade unicorn spray out of the back of his truck.
The video is
Yeah.
the video of my story to the police is like priceless because it's like I literally did not know I was lying to the police or anything. I was just like, I swear I pulled the car up out front. It was cold. It was November back then. That's when Delco used to be before we were like 610.
Don't go fast.
Before climate change.
Yeah, right. And I was like, I only went to run for a couple minutes, officer. I swear. Like, I literally just parked out front, went in to grab my amp and all that stuff to get it. And I was going to leave. And they're like, okay. And they're like, how long? I'm like, 3, 4, 5 minutes maximum. So then Rusty Nail pulls up the footage, and it's 58 minutes of me inside talking to everyone, buying shots, yelling at the TV, and you see the crackhead outside going by. Is like, this car's just running.
She thought she was going to.
He's come back. She's like, it's still running. Like, is this fucking serious? She gets in it, steals it, pulls it like 100 feet in front, like looks around. She's like, no one's claiming this car.
It's too easy. It's
too easy. And
Is this like one of those?
Am I getting punked?
Yeah.
I said, could you're going to jump out of the back seat?
Oh my god!
Well, I'm not good with time.
What was that show where?
No, you are not good with time.
Minutes later.
Remember that?
Yeah, like the fucking the SpongeBob
It
one.
was Catch Car or something.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Like going to 60
How do
seconds
we
or
not
whatever.
remember this name? It was a TV show
That
for the
was
longest
great.
time.
Not Catch
Bait Car.
Bait car. Yes.
Yeah, that's what she thought it was. She thought it was a bait car.
Yeah.
She's like, am I going to get electrocuted?
I'm going to go 100.
Right.
Yeah.
Is there going to be mace coming out?
Does it just shut off? Wow.
Yeah. So I know the Rusty Nail. So where was this? So wait, you were saying Do we know the rusty nail? Yes.
Yeah, and then I completely went off track with you.
I forget where we were
Yeah.
going
So
with
anyway,
that.
what I was kind of saying was, I've been everywhere in Delco my whole life. You know, and not just up and
It's
down
got
the East Coast,
omnipresence.
but it's just funny when you realize when you seek out the bottom of the barrel in every town.
That is my goal. Anywhere.
Yeah.
That's how he does his dating. That's how he got on AshleyMadison.com.
No, it's not the bottom of the barrel. It's not the bottom of the barrel. It's the foundation. And a foundation is the most important part of building.
Of the barrel.
He
So
licks
you
the bottom of
want
the barrel.
to-
That's
yeah.
what it is.
Well,
Except for now, somehow he struck gold with his girlfriend. I still haven't figured this one out yet.
I ended up in the nail.
Wait for Ashton Kutcher to comment on that
Oh
one.
yeah, we got you. Long con.
Yeah.
Do you remember a strip club called the Gaslight?
No,
Wait,
but I love it.
wait,
There's
is
the gaslight in today's society.
Yeah, I know. Well, wait, there's a Gaslight in Ridley? Wasn't that a restaurant? That
No,
recently
not that place. I know that place.
was recently closed. Yeah.
Gaslight. No.
The Gaslight was not far from the nail.
On the main line?
Yes.
I love that.
Was this like an
Yes.
underground strip club?
Yeah, this
Was it like
kinda
Atlantis Hidden
off, it
Treasure?
was like off City Line Avenue.
Oh, so okay.
Okay,
Right?
so
Still,
Right,
yeah.
but it was like
Close enough.
we would go to the Gaslight, you know, and pick up whoever we were picking up and we would go to the nail. Or we would drop them off and go to the nail.
Okay.
One or the other. But I mean, the
Yeah.
two in my mind, as I recall so long ago, one went hand in hand with the other.
Sure.
So that's my point that I'm getting at, is like the nail was kind of the bargain basement hangout of that area, which is actually
It
kinda
is.
nice
if you
area.
go
It
to the
still is,
nail
yeah.
right now and you find glitter in the carpets,
Yeah,
it's
not
because of
cool.
Holbrook.
That's not cool. There's a list of things I can't bring there anymore.
Tacos.
Tacos is
Tacos is one of them. We're not allowed to bring tacos
Sa-
anymore.
Saca de Mayo was a hell of a fucking adventure.
Yeah.
No, so like the nail is still kind of like the only
Don't they still have your amp
dive
there?
bar in that area.
Isn't your
Yeah.
amp still there? Like it says Delco Live?
Heichels. You ever been to Heichels? It's on the County Line Road, like the next one up. That's like the very last
I kind of
address of like Delco.
Yeah.
That's a very fun, cool dive bar if you're ever in that area. If you ever going to, let's put it this way: if I had to give a promo for it right now, if number one, you should be going to Dolan's first. But if you are in that area and you have to go to Heichels, if you're going the fucking Army Music Hall and you're just like, well, these hoity-toity places aren't really doing it for me. Heichels, it will be your Skippies, it will be your Busties, it will be your fucking
Is
Dolan's.
that the place that's on a one-way parking lot right across the street from it?
Kind
And it's on the right?
It's right near this place called Carmine's Pizza. Or
What's the
Carlino's
main road
Pizza?
right
I've heard
past it? Is it Lancaster
Carmine's.
Avenue? Is it right before Lancaster Avenue?
Yeah, kind of, but it's like
Yeah.
it's the County Line Road, like right when you
Yeah,
get there.
yeah,
Not the
no.
Normandy, That place is fucking killer too.
Yeah, so there is a good little nucleus and stuff. And I don't
Yeah.
drink. Listen, I don't drink. So I'm more inclined, if
Don't
I
worry,
end up
Holbrook
in
will
a
take it up
place,
for you.
Yeah, it will be because of food.
Yeah.
Heichels actually has decent food.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Like I would like to do. We need to do like a.
The Nail has decent food for what it is
Yeah.
too. Like that's
Like-
like it's crazy.
Well, Dolan's Bar being a dive bar. I mean, PJ's actually a culinary teacher.
Yeah,
Like he's got really good food. there.
Dolan's is elite fucking neighborhood bar. I wouldn't even say dive bar. I would say neighborhood.
What about this
They own the
place?
dive bar though. They own the name. They run with it. It's not
Yeah.
like he hides from it. Like he wants it to be
They're
that way.
elite level.
What
But like I would love to do a tour of Delco dive bars who actually have good
food?
like unknown. Like what's the one down in Essington and
Monahan's, Kelly's.
Yes.
Kelly's?
Kelly's.
Yes.
is great.
Kelly's
Monahan's
Corner.
is great,
Kelly's is
too.
good.
Monahan's is good, but Kelly's Corner has like
They're
Yes.
both elite.
Oh,
level.
there
Kelly's
is a
Corner has
wall
good
as big
food.
as the one right behind Holbrook with like a chalkboard wall where there are menus on it, and
Yep.
everything on there is phenomenal.
It lights up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is
Uh,
phenomenal. Like you go in there, you would never expect to have like this amazing
Yeah.
meal at a
It
place
kind
like
of
this.
mysteriously hypnotizes you. You just
mean,
like stare at food.
Yeah,
We defend it and we've told people to, whatever. I mean, Tony's Bar in Collingdale has literally they make a roast pork every Thursday. It's every day has a different food that they sell. Their regular cheesesteaks are one of the top 5 you'll ever have. Their hoagies, I'm not like a hoagie aficionado like I am cheesesteak,
I am.
but I think that they're a top 3 hoagie I've ever had. And the roast pork is a number 1 top food I have ever had of all types of food.
Roast pork is pretty banging.
Well,
It's
well,
only on Wednesdays.
It like placed in Best of Philly, and it literally like didn't want to because they didn't want more people coming in to get it.
What about Murray's?
Murray's, I love them. I have not had their food
So
yet, though.
a guy I ran into at Delco Day, Steve D'Alessio,
Yeah,
he's cooking there.
cool.
And
Well, they were there. Murray was there. Murray's son was there.
Yes. Okay. But he said, listen, he goes, I've been cooking over there for 6 months.
Okay.
And him and his son. And he's like, they're doing everything homemade. Like,
I believe it.
everything.
Murray's a great place.
Spiced up, excellent. Like his
I haven't
description
been
of
there.
everything that he does was like awesome.
Would it be funny if his description was, you could do better.
He was
If you always want an accurate response how good the food is there, ask the chef.
yeah,
You know,
exactly. Yeah, no,
it is the best you'll ever have. I promise. That's why I tell women. It is the best. Trust
yes,
me.
yes.
By the time it's in their mouth, they won't know any better. It
If
works
you can't tell
exactly
by
the
the
same
happiness
way.
on my face how wonderful this experience was.
Yeah.
I would do
There's
it.
50% chance one of us is gonna have a good time.
I would do a dive bar by food. I mean, the fucking story of the month right now is Johnny B's, man. If you want to consider that a dive bar, they have some of the best food.
Is that
in
considered a
goddamn
dive bar?
Texas.
It's just a small bar.
It looks like one, but I don't know if it's a dive bar.
I don't know. I think we have to do a classification of dive bars in Delco.
Because when you say dive, I mean like it's like uncomfortable. Like I would not bring my girlfriend
when
there,
some-
like
when-
Skippy.
Yeah, like when somebody walks in who hasn't been in there for either a very long time or at all, and people look at you like, why? Like, oh, new customer, why?
or like explaining to someone you bring there. Like Dolan's, I would have no shame in bringing someone there. Like I
You have to
like that
explain
place.
why
I
you're
love that
going?
place. Yeah.
It's like that friend that like you have to explain to people why you're friends with them
If the
because they wouldn't
phrase,
understand.
if the phrase "hun hang in there" has to fucking be
Yeah.
said.
yeah. So I pictured
There's a couple
dive
guys
bars.
off comments you won't like very much at all. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
I picture dive bars as a cigarette smoke-filled room full of miserable people drinking, hating life, and
You're just describing my living room.
Yeah, I know.
My
Welcome to
desk at
Thanksgiving
work,
at the
my-
Holbrooks.
yeah.
You know, like,
yeah,
my
yeah. So like,
rehab lessons.
are they gonna also
Yeah.
start judging me too? I mean, like, why don't we throw that out
How's
there?
their credit score, Dad?
Yeah.
and generally, like their only food is the old hot dogs on the roller.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
My favorite place is like the dive bars where they have the little towers with the clips with all the potato chip bags on it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, like they don't even have hot food. It's chips and Lance cookie,
You're
peanut butter
describing
crackers.
Austin.
and grease and dust are stuck to them
Yeah, like that
because nobody's
that
had
bag
any
of
them
Cheetos
for-
is from
So when you
1959.
think Delco dive bar, I mean in like the worst context, but no offense to any of the places, what is the one place that comes to your mind?
Now, let me ask you
Like
a question.
judgment free of just like I hear dive bar, I think no, like it's not a good or bad thing. It's just like that is the dive.
I haven't been to a dive bar in a very long
I always wanted to
What's
start.
the first one that
I
comes
always
to your
wanted
mind?
to start the Delco dive team, the diving
one
team,
that's
and just
over
go to
the
all
6th
dive bars.
No, that's fine. What was it?
Oh gosh, the one that might.
The little lounge in
The
Aston.
little lounge.
That was in the
It's I think it's
in
a
the shopping
nail
center,
salon now. It
right
was
by
in the
5 Points. It
corner.
was right in the corner.
Oh, not Sundance.
across from
No, it's
Uh,
across from Sundance.
It was there before Sundance.
It was
I
called the
believe.
Red something, wasn't it?
No.
No, this was the little lounge.
the
for
Oh,
Little
the little
Lounge.
lounge.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
it
they
was
have picnic tables in there.
yeah, we used to
I
hang.
It
love
in
literally
there,
was a little lounge.
bikes,
very cool.
Hellraise,
Yep.
and the Aston cops were such assholes. But
Yeah.
everybody went there, and
I didn't
guess
say it, Aston cops. I
Yeah.
commit.
I'm
minor
actually an
felonies.
they
Aston
were.
cop.
No,
Yeah.
they're all dead and retired. The
Yeah.
ones now, the ones today are just wonderful.
I love that.
Yeah.
They're perfect.
Not the.
By the way, if you see him around
is.
Halloween, RC will be dressed as a clown. Full turnaround. Full turnaround.
So you guys are both agreeing on like the one in Aston that we can't remember the
The
name of.
Little Lounge.
The
That-
little
well,
lounge.
I think of
Yeah,
Little
it was
Lounge,
the Little
but
Lounge. They
I-
actually remade the T-shirts. It was such an epic bar.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Al, what's the first one that comes to your mind?
Sea King Station.
Sea King Station is fucking absolutely.
And it
dive.
looks
Yeah.
like it
There's
still
no redeeming
is.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, it has
Oh,
not changed.
yeah.
We were just there.
You know that layer of dust you're asking about? It's still
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I looked
They,
at
they are mesothelioma the bar. I used to host open mics there, and by open mics, it's just me playing.
When they
acoustic
get the
guitar.
internet, they're going to be very upset with that
Yeah.
comment.
They are rough, man.
Yeah, that was a rough bar.
Let's put it this way: it's the only bar where there's like always 8 people in there that are super fucked up, and not one alcoholic beverage is served.
The other
It's
one,
like, that's a
I
bar.
don't even know if I don't even know if it's still
alcohol.
there anymore. But Cook's
Cook's was fucking.
Cook's Corner Bar in Clifton.
I used to go to a place. Remember, they changed the name to Patio Paul's. It was on.
What a great name.
It was right on Baltimore Pike, right off. Like if you came down Springfield Road through Clifton, you
Okay.
got to Baltimore Pike and made a left. It was about the third store in on your left.
Patio pool.
Yeah, it was. I forget the name of it, man. But like when I was 18, 19, living in Clifton, that's where we
That
drank.
was the go-to.
There was a 6-foot pool table in the back.
It took up the whole bar.
Yeah.
And
Usually that's how it works.
But it had a bar that if I was sitting on the side of it, I could look at him sitting on that side, and if you didn't like
Do you
each
know what-
other,
Do you know what's another one that I would think of, but it's not around
Is it
anymore?
Mary's? Oh,
Burgundy.
Burgundy was.
the Burgundy. I
Mhm.
remember the Burgundy.
Burgundy. Yeah.
We
It's
had
still
some.
there.
No, that is out in Rosemary's, a very high end restaurant now. They really that
You're
talk.
talking about fucking filler to killer, man.
Yeah, like that was our old studio was right next door to Burgundy
trash
for
to
many years.
smash.
The first few days we were there, I was there real late at night because we were setting up all the equipment and all that stuff. And I walk out, and there's like this big guy picking on this like really tiny, skinny little guy and threatening to like pistol whip him. I'm like, who does that?
That
Either beat
guy.
his ass or shoot him. Who pistol whips people? Don't be a bitch.
Yeah, right.
Like, come
if you're
on,
If you're
man.
committing a gun crime, Hunter Biden, just fucking do
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
Like, just
And
fucking
say you
commit,
did it.
man.
Yeah.
Just commit.
Just say you
I
did
didn't
it.
shoot him. I just beat him with the end of the gun.
Yeah.
Come
But
on.
like dive bar's a weird one because it's like by all definitions, Mary's would be a dive bar, but I don't
But I don't
have that inclination.
No,
because
I don't
we
either.
feel too comfortable there.
I always thought that for
Yeah.
Clifton, it was a hoity-toity bar.
Yeah, and
That just got bought out too.
what Mary's?
Mhm.
Oh, what are you
Uh,
dropping these bombs on us?
I
what?
know.
Yeah,
I know
first
the
area
new
codes,
owner.
now this.
Yeah.
I
So
know the-
Delco's dead, Al?
no, it's. Don't worry, they're not changing a thing.
Does
And I know
Clifton-
I know the Sunday bartender who will still make chili for everybody on Sundays.
Fucking A.
It's awesome.
Does
Yeah,
Clifton
he'll make his own chili and bring it in because that's what people are looking for.
Yeah, does Clifton still have the title of being the most bar
And
per
they get
capital
per
in the
per
United
block.
States?
Per block.
No,
According,
it was in a square mile. I think.
according to CBS 3 and our boy Joe Holden, apparently Havertown now has that.
Wow.
Havertown has a lot.
Square footage per capita.
Well, because they
or
have
some
that
shit.
strip of places that's all bars and restaurants. They have the
Right.
crossbar.
And
they
the
have-
worst part is they replace like real, like in my mind, real bars like the Oakmont, the Ivy, all those things. Like,
Now it's
and they replace them
Crossbar.
with like, oh, this gastropub. I'm like, no, fucking let. I don't even like smoking in bars. I hate smoking in bars. But you should be able to smoke in some bars in Havertown.
just to even it all out.
Yeah.
I mean, what is the last smoking bar in Delco?
I can tell you, Callahan's just closed. That was one of the fucking last ones.
Okay.
Tony's, you can
Tony's.
still smoke. in.
Tony's.
That's a fucking fact.
The Sundance
Skippies.
just stopped it.
Sundance,
Mhm.
my lord.
Yeah, they
Did-
just stopped smoking. I think they remodeled or something, and they stopped smoking.
my
I was wondering when all the bars were going to finally get together.
Are
and
they
say,
gonna
"We're
get rid of-
done."
Are they like? So did they get the internet? Are they going to get rid of the
have
separate but
no
equal water
idea.
fountains too? Like, my
No.
lord,
They redid the bathroom. It's amazing. I walked in
Wow.
the
can you
bathroom,
still
it was
snort
like-
things off the urinal in there?
I don't think.
No,
you
they
can.
oil it up.
No, it'll
Yeah.
stick to it.
They
yeah.
oil it up.
I don't think you can.
You laugh. You laugh. I tell that story all the
Yeah.
time. I worked in a Clifton bar, the old tailgaters.
My
Okay.
God.
But it was called when I was working there. It was called 60 East. I was a bouncer at the front, and when my job when I came in was grab the ice and grab the urinal oil.
Urinal.
No,
oil.
no. So like
Wow.
no, like it's a thing. It's a thing. I swear to God.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
And I would have to go put. It's just like a one of those clear little ketchup
Seriously?
bottles, and then you would
Yep.
smear the oil because
Wow.
if you try to put any powdery substance down, it would just stick to it.
That's amazing.
It wouldn't be able to
I
be
didn't think
snorted.
I'm
at that
sure
point.
these people would just lick it then at that
Ah,
point.
yeah,
off
it's
the top. It's just, come
Clifton.
on, man.
Well,
this is-
they tried. For
I'm sorry, it's still fucking tailgaters with a different name.
Well,
Like,
it's still one of the funniest jokes we have, and it's like you had to be there for it. I wish I took one of the posters, and they were really trying to change their ways. And they had this big like movie poster sign when you walked in, and it said, "Drugs, drugs, drugs," real big, like 3/4 of it. So the word "drugs" 3 times are not welcome, and like really small. I said, "This is all subliminal." Like I feel like.
yeah.
I feel like this is like sarcasm with inside the print here. Like I'm like, I don't know if you guys are understanding that the people who are on drugs are going, "Oh, drugs and more drugs. Oh, drugs for a third time.
Drugs.
Oh, wait a minute, they're not welcome. You got me, you son of a
Yeah.
bitch.
So
You,
I guess I'll
you
leave now.
salty son of a bitch."
Sundance, you can't smoke or do drugs in anymore.
I don't think so. No.
My lord, I go and get sober,
Well,
and the
it's
whole world
certainly-
just gets
yeah.
in a big hurry.
Certainly frowned upon
Well, and it was funny because like I quit the job there because
because of that sign.
because one
So I
of
said
the,
this is against my beliefs.
one of the regulars shit himself. I kid
And
you
then
not.
became president?
It
What?
became-
Yeah.
No, well, he
Oh
kind
my
of
God.
looks like Biden. You say that now. I think of this guy. He was a skinnier, like blonde, like white hair
Oh, he was always
guy.
pooping,
Yes.
you know.
Like,
Yeah.
and he's sitting there, and he was like, he like kind of like started mumbling, I'm going to the bathroom.
And he was.
Yeah.
And he
He wasn't telling us he was heading towards the
Yeah.
bathroom. He was
He was
literally
going.
in the midst of it. And he goes around the
Yes.
bar the long way, but he was so drunk, people like didn't even notice.
Until it came out his pant leg.
Well, it was dripping down his
Oh,
pant leg. That's how
God.
somebody saw it. And it was like a
That's
poop trail
terrible.
all the way to the back. They're like, oh, you got to clean this up.
Stains!
I quit.
Yeah.
I quit. I think I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm
Let me
I'm-
get that urinal
keep-
oil for the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep tonight's pay. I don't even want it.
Turds are meant for the toilet.
Well, they did right when it opened, when it changed over, they did like a bar rescue thing. It was the guy from Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, and that never
It
aired.
never aired. Like it was a show that he was trying to do his own like bar
Yeah.
rescue type thing.
Right.
So they redid the place, but like flat screen TVs. They painted it. They put up this stuff.
They
like-
bought them cable, and they're
Yeah.
like, yeah.
So what they did was they're like,
now
well,
your drug bar has fucking TNT.
yeah, well, no, they're like, well, we were trying to film this.
Hulu.
We're trying to do the before, but we didn't get any pictures or footage of the before. They made it put all the shit back up
Wow.
to film
Wow.
parts of it and then take it the fuck back.
Did they
down.
bring in the
Wow,
turd guy?
that's
Yeah, well,
terrible.
he was only
Yeah.
he
Break
kinda-
Steve back and he's a shit himself.
him and the stool ended up melting
God.
to the floor. Like he was part of the fixture. If that building falls apart, like he was probably still in there when what's it called, the Rose Cafe now or whatever it's called. Well,
It's under a lot of sanctions. I don't know if it's still
well,
open.
funny story is last Delco Day they were closed for some, I don't know,
Because there was a shooting.
shooting or something,
Yeah.
and they couldn't reopen until June 10th or June 9th,
Yeah,
or whatever
yeah,
Delco
yeah.
Day was last year. And I'm like, nope, nobody's gonna come there that day. Just wait one more day and open it up.
Yeah.
It wasn't like one shooting. It was like 5 nuisance issues.
Well,
Hold
it's
your-
that
hold
for
your
every 5 you get a
shootings
6
until
free.
the 11th.
yeah,
yeah.
right.
Hold that one more day.
Holster
Yeah.
your
Yeah, like that guy held his turd.
Yeah, no, he did not. And the best part about it is him and like the other 4 local drunks lived in the house directly next door. There's plenty of times we had like
so they could have gone to the
there-
toilet.
there's plenty of times we walked out the back door and said go home, and they
They
bounced
would have
into
had
their
home field
door.
advantage.
Right.
Yeah, he could have shit anywhere except for the place he shat.
Well, you know, he pulled the Clifton fucking toilet. Man.
Yeah.
He just fucking opened the door.
He
and
took
went
it. He
for
took it to the
yeah.
next
That's a
level.
Havertown toilet.
Next
Yeah.
level. Next level.
Wow.
Next level shit right there.
Oh, so listen, I was looking through your How Delco Are You book.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Fun
And-
book. Fun
and
dude.
I
yeah.
came up with this thing in here about the term John.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And
yeah.
my John story goes back to South Philadelphia. I had my tattoo shop on the corner.
As it should. It is a Philadelphia thing.
Yes, Hicks and Snyder. I was on the corner, and 3 doors in was Philadelphia Music Company.
Yeah. Hicks and Snyder was also the last band I saw at Sundance Saloon.
Wow, that's pretty.
No, it's just a
interesting.
bunch of Hicks.
Yeah.
And some guy named Snyder.
Yeah. Some,
Yeah.
some dude named Snyder who by accidentally walked in there.
And when they get Wi-Fi, they're
So-
gonna be so upset. By
So
that
like
shit.
this, I'm hanging in this music store because I have a tendency to leave my business and go to other neighboring businesses just to
We call him the mayor
set
of
foot.
Folsom.
You know,
Good.
like I hang at Sound of
Yeah.
Tri-State all the time.
Yep.
And then she'll come in and be like, there's people over here who call me, and then I got to go back to work.
That's the way the world should work. You're doing it right.
That's how most women are.
You tell me you don't just sit
Get
in your
back to
stool
work.
at fucking Good Time Charlie's and shit yourself?
No,
Like-
no, nothing like
No,
that.
no, it was 60 East. It wasn't Charlie's yet.
So this young black kid, about 12 years old, comes in and he's looking around a music store, and he goes to the showcase and he says, "How much for that John there?" And I looked at him, and this is like 1991. Like John was like fresh off the presses,
Mhm.
and I says, "What's a John?" And he
What's
goes,
the John with you?
You know that thing right there. I says, "How do you spell John?" He's like, I don't know. I says, "Where the fuck did you learn this term John from? Like, what is a goddamn John?" He's like, "I don't know." And he turned and ran out of the store. And then I thought, to
So
myself,
many questions.
yeah, there's so many questions that I just
I didn't know
wanted
it
to
was gonna be the
John.
spelling bee.
So,
Yeah.
but I really gave it some thought. Who really comes up with these terms?
Why don't you tell them your theory about
What
who,
was
who came
getting
up,
to it?
Okay.
My
who came up with the word John,
my
David?
theory is that there's some grand old wizardly black guy in prison doing triple life, okay, for failure of vocabulary amongst other things.
Gandalf the
Dressing
Black.
as a clown, maybe, I don't know.
You never
But
know. You never
I
know.
think like once a week or once a month, he summons his people and he just says a word that he creates, like The word today is John. Take it and spread it throughout the
Is it like Pee Wee Herman, the word of the day, or whatever
get
it was?
to the neighborhoods. John is to go out and about and to be used as to describe anything such as this.
I just thought the phrase
Or that.
wizardly was just used. Wizardly.
Yeah, I called him. It's Gandalf the Black. Yeah,
Because where else did it come from?
Where else did it
come
I
from?
don't know. I think I looked it up once and I'm like, I don't.
You don't know either.
I don't know. I'm not from.
I
It's not a Delco thing. It's a Philly thing.
I remember when "in a minute" became a thing, meaning, or no, I mean, not in a minute. What do they call it? Oh yeah, like for a minute. Like when people say for a minute, but it meant for a long time. Like that happened like in the early 2000s. Or like, oh, how long's that been going on? Oh, for a minute. I'm like, you know,
Yeah.
and I, dude, I'm sitting there going, I have patience.
So wizardly, Al.
Yeah, so I'm like, the guy's like, I'm like, how long's this been going on for? And he's like, for a minute. I'm like, how'd you get an appointment so fast? Like he's like, no, for a long time. I'm like,
that phrase has been around because a hot second has been around since the
hot
80s.
second.
yeah, but a hot second means for a quick moment. But for a minute means the opposite. It means for a long time.
Yeah, I get that, but
That's why it was very confusing to me.
It lacks the whole wizardly effect of John.
It's all about the wizardly magic, Al.
Yeah, where did
Maybe it was the Illuminati testing it out. So like,
some have no life motherfucker somewhere came up with these terms and spreads it throughout the community. And I want to know who that guy is. Or
I'm telling you,
it may be a woman. It could be
somebody
some
was
woman.
testing. Like, let's see how dumb people are. Let's see what we can do. Let's just make up a fake word and see if we can get it to stick.
That describes everything. I want a word that describes everything. You
And
can
nothing.
point at it, use that word, and it describes that that or this.
Well, the word balls kind of falls into that category because people could say hot as balls, cold as balls.
I think it goes back to the Beatles, honestly, because I think there was always John
dude.
Lennon and Paul McCartney.
Oh, Jesus.
Jeez. Because Bowl, remember Bowl was like a whole thing for a hot second? Oh, yeah, it's a fucking tasty bowl.
No.
It's a tough bowl.
Man,
bowl meaning like a dude, a person, a noun.
I thought you were saying bowl like a cereal bowl.
B-O-L-L, yeah.
That too.
That's why I'm like,
I'll
yeah, bull,
like
yeah.
bull, like with you, that bull over
My
there.
bull, yeah.
That bull, that bull, this bull.
Kind of like the male version of Bay.
I feel I only use John. I swear when I was
Bay was another weirdo one
Bay
that popped out.
My Bay.
I'm like, what? I remember asking Jenny that worked for me. I'm like, what the hell does Bay mean? She's like, and it was almost like a John description. It was, Bay, like, I'm like, well, is it somebody you're dating, somebody you're fucking, somebody you want to fuck? Like, what is a Bay?
Bay was so over the top and made me love the phrase boo.
But
boo, that's a stupid phrase. Then Bay came out. I'm like, you know what? I love you, boo.
There's a difference between that, though. There's people who use the word boo because she's my boo or he's my boo. And they mean that. They mean that as like, that's my girl, my guy, whatever.
Boo.
But you say it as a joke. That's the difference. So like,
well, when I text PJ and say fucking, hey, boo boo,
what's up, boo boo? Yeah, exactly.
I wasn't joking. We were coming up and he is my boo boo.
Yeah, right.
How do you describe a bay?
Oh, a bay is just a boo.
It's like your babe.
Not as big as the ocean? Oh,
Like
boo bay.
It's babe. Bay.
It's bay.
Like the word
Bay.
babe, it was too long. So we had to shorten it to bay.
It had to be
That's
Bay.
pretty much what it was.
It's like a pwned came from owned. Like someone just typed it without a B. I don't know.
Well, Clifton, we were known for that when I was growing up. Instead of "Are your parents home?" it was "Are your rents home?"
I remember the rents.
You would need some bees.
Yeah, we would use letters. We would use letters instead of actual words. I'm gonna D some bees in the woods.
S and D's and throw in some H's.
No, seriously.
And I want everyone to think what a fucking H is right now.
But like, no. Here's the thing: is back in the day,
throw in some hoses.
You based oral sex on time frames.
Oh, she has my D for
I'm all ears.
10 mins.
I'm all ears here.
So
she threw it in my hose for a full 11 mins.
Yeah, they would say 11 mins, 15 mins. Like, instead of just saying,
she tickled my cinnamon ring for a whole 15 mins.
Wow.
I blamoed all over my Jinkos.
Oh my god,
Jeez.
It was a thing. Like, I remember, I'm like, wait, do we have to time this? And this actually happens. Like, at like a young age, I'm like, when this happens to me, am I going to have to time this? Like, or does the girl look up to me and goes, 12 minutes? Like, is that how it works?
Yeah, little.
I'm like, are you showing off at that point? Like, 15 minutes. Look at the staying power of this gentleman over here. Like, I don't.
Yeah. How about the lack of entertainment?
And it wasn't minutes. You couldn't say it was 12 mins.
12 mins.
Oh, she asked my D for 12 mins. Oh, so good. Like it made no sense.
Wow.
It made no sense. And like
Totally OTPHJ with the JO for 3 whole mins. It was fucking wild. I ruined my starter fucking
my
starter sweats.
my
My
Charlotte,
starter Swartz. My sweat shorts.
my
Wow.
starter Charlotte Hornets jacket.
Oh my god.
No, but it was like, and how
I
dumb
plan to write on my Orlando Magic fucking starter.
it was, showed you how dumb either the kids were or we thought our parents were, because like my family couldn't figure out what Dean Bees in the Woods meant. Like we didn't even try. Like it was just so dumb. I'm like, I go back to look at all the slang that we use. I'm like, we were idiots. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. And thank God you didn't have the internet.
oh my god, yes,
Yeah.
because yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
If
Or,
50
or using slang that they clearly knew what it was. It's like, anyone tried a 420? They'll never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and why does 420?
Anyone tried to throw the dick? They'll never know.
Where does that come from?
What?
420.
Oh, there's a whole thing about how
There
it
is
was some jerk offs in fucking San Diego or some shit back in the day who it was when they got out of school. It was the time they'd meet up to smoke and it caught on. And then it was San Diego. It morphed into San Francisco, which then got caught up with fuck Grateful Dead. And they were traveling around and spread from town to town. It was
originated
Yeah.
from the
Like a
Grateful
sexually
Dead.
transmitted verbal disease.
basically, yes.
Like
It was very
Jawn.
wizardly,
Do
very
you think
wizardly.
Jawn has spread to San Diego?
No, but I know that other cities are aware of it because I was in Chicago about 6 years ago, and I'm in some dive bar. You know, like you said, when you go to a place, you try to meet the bottom
You
of the
try
barrel.
to find the bottom of
the
the
bottom
barrel
of the
no
barrel.
matter where you're at.
And I saw these people. They're like, "Where you from?" Like outside Philadelphia, because that's what you say when you're from
Outside
Delco and
Philadelphia.
you're in a different time zone. And they were like, "Do you know John?" And I was like, "It's fucking a city of fucking 6 million people, dude. There's a lot of Johns. Like, why are you fucking with me?" And they're like, "No, John. You know, like everything's John." I'm like, "Nothing's John. I don't know John. Like, I know lots of Johns. You
not-
want to be open
yeah.
on my
Well,
phone?" He's like,
John-
"No, man, calm
John
down. Like
was a
John,
pimp.
like
It's
how
like
like
when
you
he
say
said bold.
bread is a John, and like this is a John." I'm like, "Oh, you mean John? But you have a stupid
John?
Midwestern accent."
John.
Yeah.
Yeah, John. I'm like, "Oh yeah, we use that word." I'm like, but like I said, outside Philly, we don't really use it that much. But yeah, so they're aware of it. People are aware of it at least.
So it's
They don't
it's
know how to pronounce
More
it.
people probably know the word John than know what Scrapple is in America. I'm going to say 323
Absolutely.
million.
Absolutely.
drove from
Scrapple's very
Michigan.
regional.
We
Very
went to-
regional.
yeah.
Yeah.
We went to
Yeah, we
Michigan
met in-
recently and nobody knew what Scrapple
Scrapple,
was.
and they
We were
also
in a
will not know what
diner
Mischief
and they
Night
asked
is.
Yeah, Mischief Night's a big one. That's a very, very.
Nobody-
Yeah, I know.
I mean, even other parts of Pennsylvania, you don't know what Mischief Night
Running
is.
this show, I've learned things that we did not know was regional until we like did the show. And yeah, Mischief Night, John, and Scrapple.
I
three main
didn't
ones.
realize banging pots and pans was a Delco thing.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yes,
That was my
part of what-
childhood,
I
Yeah,
thought
she hates when we
everyone
talk
did
about it on the air, but yeah, when we.
No,
Yeah.
I thought everyone did it. And
No.
I had no idea that
No.
was just a Delco thing.
No, like it is honestly just a straight up Delco thing.
I have pictures of me as a kid
Banging the pots
Yeah.
and pans.
with
Yeah.
pots and pans.
Yeah.
and
So
I had
I
a pistol.
I don't like to bring up the connections because it sounds fucking douchey, but two of my brothers are still really, really good friends with Tina Fey. And they say
Oh.
that she's up in New York City, like on the fucking Upper West Side or where the fancy one is. And she does make her kids every New Year's go out and bang the pots and pans and shit
Oh,
out in the
that's-
streets
And then
of New York.
all our New York neighbors start shooting at her for it.
Yeah. Here's that bitch.
So yeah,
with her Martha Stewart stuff.
Yeah.
the most common one is the Grateful Dead one for the 420, saying that 4:20 p.m. was the socially acceptable time to use weed.
Yeah, and it started with some kids,
Use
like how we say
weed.
we started
Yeah.
Delco Day and all that shit, and morphed into the vernacular of the Deadheads, but they weren't originally from San Francisco, and that's where we learned it from.
They're saying the organization Cannabis Action Network, created in 1989, is also credited for giving 420 and April 20th political and cultural protest significance. So they would
Protest,
rally on
okay,
April
yeah.
20th, hence 420.
They had to give up on that when people started realizing that was Hitler's birthday, and then they moved it to 422 because of Earth Day and all that shit. Yeah,
Wow, Hitler's birthday.
420. Lays it.
Was it really?
Dillard Pensy here. Love you guys on Instagram. What's going on, Dillard?
I knew another killer who he would fly Hitler's flag
His name's
for his
Dillard?
birthday.
Wait, like a Nazi flag, or like
Yes.
Hitler had his own flag?
No,
oh, all
it
right.
was
I was gonna
his
say.
flag. It was the
Okay,
Nazi
yeah.
flag. Yes,
Did he
Nazi
have his own
Dave, we
flag?
called him. He would have.
Nazi Dave.
Hey,
Oh,
Wait,
Nazi
wait. Which Dave is it? Is it Dave or Nazi Dave? I need to know.
his
It's
name
important.
is Dave Germanaro. Okay. He
Wow,
was-
German's right in the name.
Yeah, exactly. Dave Germanaro, and he would fly the Nazi flag on Hitler's birthday.
Dave,
and they would put it in
1940s
Delaware County
German.
Daily Times every time he did it down in Sharon Hill. He would fly it out front of his house. So he's in prison for murder. He
Shock.
yeah, shock.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I remember.
Did you guys know the sky's blue?
This story's a little predictable.
He would always have a Nazi hat on, right? And he would come to my shop.
Wait, his Nazi
And
baseball
he says,
cap?
remember that guy that was with me last week? He goes, they found him dead.
Wait, which shop are we talking
This
about?
was South Philly.
Okay.
So it was like around 92, 93. And he's like, yeah, this guy, they found him dead. And can you believe they think I did it? I said, no, I can't believe
Oh,
they
Nazi
think
Dave,
that.
you're a peach.
Come on with yourself. A week later, he was arrested because
Me? Hateful?
he had taken his couch apart, which was apparently soaked in blood, and he stripped all this stuff off it, so it was just a wooden frame.
Why would he just get rid of the damn
Yeah.
couch?
Exactly. He was,
You didn't know how.
This is why Hitler lost us the war.
Yeah.
He
why-
lost
You
the
guys
war.
didn't know how frugal Nazi Dave was
Yeah.
the whole time.
He is now like rooming next to the wizard who was creating new
I just-
terminology.
I just want to say that I want everyone to realize that I do not want to lose sponsor. For being a Nazi, he's rather cheap.
Yeah.
Yes. Frugal.
Yeah.
Frugal Dave.
Yeah.
Frugal.
Some people call him Frugal Dave.
Yeah.
Some call him Nazi
Yeah.
Dave.
I don't know if
Frugal
he
Nazi
still
Dave.
flies the flag in prison on Adolf's
You know,
birthday
there's
now,
some people in prison that probably agree with certain things that he's believing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just a few.
Yeah.
Wizard.
They may or may
Many
not.
wizards.
They may or
Yeah,
may not have the
wizards.
top head of their half look like Al.
Yeah.
I love how when a white guy has a shaved head, we're just classified right there.
The one band that Steve Rogers, what was their name? The fucking Poles.
Poles.
He was just like they were a punk band, like a hard punk band, and it's just three dudes who are just fucking bald. And he's
Yeah.
like, we were so sick of being called skinheads and like being put on skinhead bills, and we're like, we're just bald.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm follically challenged, damn it. Now leave me alone.
They're like, we're very open minded. We just
Try
happen
some
to
of that,
look like
unicorn
we'd be
spread.
extras in American History's X.
Yeah. Don't mind the Doc Martens and the red laces.
Jesus.
And the suspenders. We just happen to have no belts.
I feel like this is on the Cribs version of Nazi Dave's house.
Nazi Dave.
Yes.
Not to be confused with communist Chris.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
I think he burned the guy's body too inside his
White
car.
supremacist Steve.
Wait, what?
I think
What?
he burned the guy's body. I think they found the car on fire in
Put the couch in
Southwest.
Should've put the
Just the
couch in there,
laziest,
right?
they're just the laziest killers. It's like, let's drive 5 minutes from home.
Well, they always say
Dispose
criminals
of the
get caught
body.
because of stupidity. Like,
Yeah, well, yeah, I
Yeah.
never seen anybody caught for.
I really had high hopes for Nazi Dave.
yeah. The Nazis actually don't want to know Dave. They're really embarrassed by
Just
Nazi
like Game
Dave.
of Thrones, when I start believing the character, they off the man.
Yeah.
All the Nazis actually
Yeah.
sent Dave a cease and desist to stop using the word Nazi in front of his name at all times.
Yeah.
We're embarrassed by you, sir.
Well, he is a Delconian. That is true. I mean, he was in the paper constantly for at least
What-
annually.
I mean, like, seriously.
Until
Wait, hold on.
murder,
I
and
gotta
then
ask
still
that
trial.
for
I know we have to get going, but I have to ask this question. Why would they keep giving him he's doing it now to piss off? Now that you just piss
Well,
off
he's
the people surrounding
He's a
you.
changed man, Al. He's neo-Nazi Dave now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's showing growth,
Neo-Nazi
everybody.
Dave.
Yeah.
Like, why would they keep giving him this platform to show him?
Because it was the Delaware County Daily Times that thrived on any kind of white trashy crime.
Because we're talking about it now, Al.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
timeless. It's 30 years
Yes,
later.
it was
Yeah.
like, let's talk about bikers and Nazis
Was
and
it
drugs and
our
murder.
friend Gil Spence?
Gil Spencer was
Yep.
no. Gil Spencer didn't talk about Nazi Dave. Dave was talked
No,
about
Gil
by the
Spencer
actual
talked about
crime
everybody else.
reporters. Yeah, I was Gil Spencer's whipping boy for a little while. I wonder where that guy is these days.
Well, Gil Spence.
I heard he had a
Gil
car that
Spencer.
got caught on fire.
Spencer.
No, I'm just kidding.
I
see.
have not seen that
Let's
name in
see
a
what
while.
we can-
There's the Bill Rose, the fucking super
Gil
hipster dude.
Spencer.
Pedro Grasso, who's a
Hey,
saint.
is that the guy with
who's
the
gonna be
handlebar
who
mustache?
should be canonized as a
But
saint.
that
And Phil Heron,
that
who I've
paper is now
become to like.
$3, and it's as thin as this book.
Yeah. It's because Nazi Dave is in there giving their
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
their
there's
bread
no
and
more
butter.
Nazi
like,
Dave stories. It's
Content is thin without Nazi Dave.
yeah.
You know,
They sound like-
Cinderella said, you don't know what you got till it's gone.
You know,
man.
people look at the comic section like, what's Marmaduke up to? What's Nazi Dave up to?
You know, Hitler's birthday has come and gone, and that
Yeah,
flag is just
and
not
Nazi
up.
Dave is not around. Just feel a little empty.
Yeah, times they change.
Oh my gosh, he's dead.
Well, Nazi Dave?
No, Gil Spence.
Oh my God! I was just
Spencer's
thinking,
Was it Nazi Dave?
He died at 85 on
April
Hitler's
20,
birthday?
on April 20th.
Was
On
that-
420.
Was it him or
Gil Spencer.
Pulitzer Prize winner? editor F. Gil Spencer III.
The third. He was
that
only
him?
the second one. He
He
was in the
wrote for
third one.
Delco Times. He had
He-
a Pulitzer Prize.
He
That's
was
like
he had his own opinion
Was
column.
that him?
that's like going to Yale and then like fucking
Letter
ending
from
up
the
in like
editor.
my rehab class.
What if he's not dead and I'm just
What if that's
reading about
his
his
father?
dad? Yeah.
I don't
Do you feel
know.
like he would be 85?
Well, I'm doing the math. I mean,
Wait. Spencer's death and his 45-year-old career in journalism took him to Philadelphia, New York, to Denver.
Well, I'm looking at an authored. When did it say he died?
I mean, he had a column in Delaware County Daily.
He had one as
Times.
August. I'm looking at as late as August 2021 at 4:45
Maybe
a.m.
Well, we have a time.
What?
So he
Bow our heads.
Yeah.
no. He wrote this article. It came out on August 19th,
Oh.
2021. That's what I'm saying. When did that guy
I'm
die?
ending my
So
life
I think-
because I don't have Nazi Dave stories to tell anymore.
Oh,
I
Gil
have nothing
Spencer.
left to give to this life.
Well, he bashed my tattoo studio, me and my lifestyle and all kind of shit. And
Oh, this was in the but this one was in the the one you're looking at, the Pulitzer Prize winning one, dies at 85. That was from 2011.
no, he was still alive
Yeah.
after 85.
No. It says
So
he
I
died
think-
at
I think
85.
that's-
Oh, at 85
But
years old.
this was on June 25th, 2011. The article came
Yeah, I
out.
think that's his father.
Yeah, it
that would
must
have
have
probably
been.
been his father.
Yeah,
Maybe
it
he's just died or
says
just
Gil Spencer
Imagine-
socially.
Imagine your
died.
dad winning the
Yeah.
Pulitzer Prize and you end up
That
with an
was his
article in the
dad.
Delco Times.
Former Chester
Yeah.
Times staff writer Frederick Gilman. Oh, I can't read anymore.
Gil Spencer.
Guess why I can't finish that article?
Why?
I don't know.
Take a wild shot in the dark.
Is it written by Peg?
No, because
No.
the thing popped
Oh,
up.
because you
I didn't
literally.
think-
Oh,
no.
wow.
Hold on, I found a workaround. Frederick Gilman, Gil Spencer III, Pulitzer
Gilman.
Prize winning journalist and father of Delaware County Times columnist Gil
Yeah.
Okay.
Spencer.
Yeah.
So it was his father, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we don't know if he's still alive.
That we don't know.
So I would probably place him around 75 years old. His father died.
He was 85 and he died back in 2011.
2011.
Yeah,
So that
Yeah,
was
sounds right.
13 years ago.
yeah.
I think he had said he was 54 in 2011.
Well,
Okay.
based upon the things that he wrote about myself and others that I know, his career has dwindled to nothing, and maybe so has he.
Yeah, he was not a very
Because we had to go through his own dad's
Popular.
obituary to find
Well,
out where he's
there's another one. There's another Gil Spencer. There's F. Gil Spencer.
Like F.
Yeah,
Scott
it's the
Fitzgerald.
it's the
F-
F
F-
Gil
F.
Spencer.
Gil
He often
Spencer.
said that, and
Yeah.
many times
F. Gilman Gil Spencer IV.
that would be him. I guess.
What a twat name. I mean, I'm sorry, but
The fourth, like the
it's
fourth
like F. Scott Fitzgerald
F.
over
Scott
here.
Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His first name is just F.
F. Gil Spencer.
Yeah, that's it.
F
Works.
stands for whatever
It
you wanted to be.
Totally.
Is the
Totally.
fourth for the Fourth Reich? Is he trying to like get in there with
Wow.
Nazi Dave to keep
Yes.
this going?
He might be.
F. Gil Spencer.
Yeah, I say
F.
that.
Gil
I've
Spencer.
said that for years. I didn't know I was saying his actual name.
Everybody was saying that to him, and he's like, "What, guys? What?
Yeah, what?
How'd you
Yeah.
guys know my first letter?"
Yeah.
The F is for 420.
That's just for all the friends he made.
Yeah.
Yeah. The F is for John. I mean,
Yeah.
It could work. It could work. It could work.
F. John Spencer.
Yeah, right.
He's a wizardly writer.
Holbrook's gonna be using that for like the next 3 weeks. Everything's. I'm gonna get text messages from like, dude, that was wizardly.
For the
That
first
was
time
his-
ever, I'm excited to go to work tomorrow just to use this on unsuspecting people.
Yeah. They're gonna be like, Holbrook, would you just read Harry Potter? I mean, come on, man. All right, guys. Remind you that this episode was brought to you by Fat Cow Jerky. That's right.
Wizardly
Fat Cow
perfect jerky.
Utterly perfect jerky. FatCowJerky.com. Follow him on Instagram.
They're
and
coming out with a
Facebook.
new flavor called Wizardly Wasabi.
Literally, stop. Just stop. Just stop. Please.
Ron is listening right now. He's like, write it down. This is
Yeah.
brilliant. This is brilliant.
Their flavors are wizardly because they're best jerky out there, bar none. Fat Cow Jerky, utterly perfect jerky. We are totally off the rails now. And speaking of a wizard on his job, David Archerry, if you do wizardly things,
Whether you're communist Chris or Nazi Dave, David Archerry will defend you because the United States Constitution says you're protected.
But usually they deal with workers' comp, motor vehicle, personal injury, criminal. Go to David Archerry, cherryinjurylaw.com, 610-565-0300.
If F. Scott Fitzgerald, whoever his name is, sues you for libel for a certain podcast episode,
Libel.
you can call him at 420-420-4200.
If F. Gil Spencer.
Yeah. I'm not saying anything
Took
bad
that
about
one
him. I'm
on
just
you.
saying his full name. And don't forget Dolan's Bar, the most Delco bar, 24 East Sellers Avenue in Ridley Park. Tell Tan PJ that we sent you.
Wizardly tan.
That's a wizardly looking tan. You should see how wizardly is with the food in the kitchen there now. It's amazing food. So you gotta
That's
go to
fucking stellar.
dolansbar.com. Other than that, Holbrook, anything else you have to say
My
before we head out?
lord, no.
Guys, I promise you,
This was a
we're
great
gonna have a
second
recurring
installment.
episodes with April and RC because we didn't even scratch on any. Again, we barely touched on any of the conversation. It just went off the rails.
So we discussed doing tattoos last time on
Yes.
the air.
Yeah.
I want to be my first tattoo on the air.
Didn't you want to get a hoagie tattoo?
I don't know what we didn't really. We were discussing the options of either coming up with a few options, allowing the people to vote on it.
That's a good idea.
Which
Not really.
Yeah.
No,
but
because
hold on.
I mean, Nazi Day is going to be trending, and I don't know. Al, look at the way he looks.
That'll have to be a write-in ballot.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking is,
F. Scott Pilgrim, whatever his name is, dash Nazi Dave.
Yeah. What I'm thinking is, we'll let RC and April come up with a couple ideas.
Yes.
You should get a
some
gun
Delco themed ideas, and then we'll put them out there for people to
Like a
vote
Seth
upon.
the Trolley.
Yeah.
A John.
A John.
A John.
A John sandwich.
Knife?
A John sandwich.
Pocket knife?
April gave me a neck tattoo on Delco today.
It did.
It was a gun pointing at my jugular.
I
I need to look like I was robbed the pharmacy.
I just feel bad she had to get through your mane.
Oh yeah, it's
a mane of despair, as we call it.
Lush. It took 6 hands.
We had to peel it back. It was pretty hot that day.
10 dermatology appointments later.
Temperature or just the fact that you were touching his hair?
Because I was
all the above. Yeah.
I was asking about his unicorn spray he uses in his hair.
That was actually true. You did mention the phrase unicorn during it. Yes.
Wow. I'm aroused.
Oh
my god, that's what Al's tattoo should be. Just says unicorn
wow,
spray.
I'm around. Unicorn spray.
Unicorn spray. I love my unicorn spray. Dash Nazi Dave.
Yeah. So for those who don't know him and living under a rock, Tattoos by RC. Why don't you tell them where they can find you, the best way of getting in contact with you, and guys use them often.
You can Facebook us at Tattoos by RC or Tattoos by RC on Instagram, or call us at 610-534-1369. We are at 1410 East McDade Boulevard, Folsom, PA, right by South Tri-State and across from Zach's.
There you go. So, guys, get over there.
Excellent work.
Book with RC, April, and many other people in there doing amazing work. And we'll be taking my tattoo virginity at one time live on the air. We're going to be figuring this all out, and I don't care. I want to get it done.
I think like Bam Bam Bigelow, when he got bald, he got the flames
the
tattooed on his head.
Yeah.
You should just get like spaghetti.
Spaghetti
tattooed on your fucking head, or like lasagna.
I don't know if my endocrinologist would have liked that. You know,
we'll put like a stretched hoagie from like front to back.
Oh, good. It's gonna look like a dick.
Yep.
Just going across the side of my head. Yeah, no. Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
Fool me once, shame on you.
There's 2 votes. It's leading right now.
It's leading. But
the most phallic shit we could put on his head.
Oh God. No, don't do that. No, don't.
I want your head.
I
want your head to look like a dildo made out of smaller dildos.
That's
disturbing.
Yeah,
he was too excited when he said that. I'm pretty sure he became aroused as he was saying that sentence.
The unicorn spray's hitting.
Yeah.
Kicking in, guys.
He's feeling wizardly.
I'm feeling wizardly up in this John.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. We are totally off the rails at this point. Thanks, RC. Thank you, April.
Thank
RC's
you.
Tattoos. Check them out. We will be having them on again, and hopefully again and again and again after that. Because, like I said, we talk about like all these stories we're gonna get, and I think we maybe scratched on half of one.
Yeah.
So we got plenty to talk about.
We've only started to pick a scab.
There we go. And on that note, guys, thank you for joining us, and we'll talk to you next
Good night,
time.
Nazi Dave.